Welcome, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul Kipshaw YouTube channel. And today I want us to discuss a few things on what you need to consider before you enter into real estate business. For those who normally follow me on my show on Inoro FM, that is on yesterday between 10:30 and 11:30 and midday. I was in Inoro FM. I was being hosted by Madam Janet Wambui Wagidongo, and the topic of the day was what to consider or things to consider before starting a real estate in business. Number one, I want us to understand what a real estate business is. A real estate business does not necessarily mean building of homes or building of houses. It also means, for instance, identifying prime land and selling to developers. Or alternatively, exploiting what we call the natural resources that are there above and underneath the soil, and still do exploitation on them, and you make money out of that. It's a whole list of things. But I want us first of all to confine ourselves within the topic of what we call real estate, within the premise of Kenyan understanding. More often than not, real estate means it is somebody who is called an investor who thinks along the lines of buying land and developing that particular land with a view of selling that particular house that you have made, that you have built. Now, what are the things that you need to consider before you plunge yourself into this particular business? Number one, you have to be very, very specific. Which category of people are you targeting? We have what we call low income earners, middle income earners, and we have what we call the high-end income earners. And I'll take you through a few things here. When we talk about being specific means identify the specific target market that you want to do business in or with. When you identify that, now ask yourself, based on the clientele, how much money am I willing to spend on this particular project? And what will be the ultimate outcome of this particular venture? So if, for instance, you want to put up houses for, let's say, for instance, middle or level income earners, you may think of places, if it is in Nairobi, a place like Kasarani, a place like Ruiru, a place like Embakasi, a place like Ngong, Kiserian, Ongata Rongai, Kitengela, among other areas. Now, you need, first of all, to consider a number of factors. Number one, how is the market like? Because the problem with most of us Kenyans is like we like copy pasting. Because people are doing it in this particular business, you also want to plunge your legs into that particular business. Little do you know, they have taken a lot of time maybe to look into that particular business from all angles. So how much money are you required to have? In the first place, do you have a land? Or are you going to look for money to buy a land at the same time build? Then, how is the demand like? The kind of a house that you have in mind, how is the demand like? So in order for you to come to that particular conclusion, you need to ask yourself those pertinent questions. Who are you targeting? How much do you think you're fresh out of that particular business enterprise? How much time do you think you require to put up that house, meeting all the expectations of the customers that you have in mind? Because number one, we say cheap is expensive, but based on the people that you're targeting, you must realize that you do not have to put all your money in an investment where the profit margin will be very small. So if you have the land with you, that's okay. If you don't have the land, then you need to ask yourself, how much money do you have in total that will enable you to go on with this particular business? So be very, very specific. You need to do some research and be open to continuous learning. You need to go to those other people who have done this particular business for quite a while. They understand the ropes of the game very, very well. Do not assume that you know everything. Do not plug your eggs into that particular business without doing a bit of what we call research. Do research. How much money, what is the profit margin like? How much time do you require? And what are the prospects of this business growing? Those are some of the considerations that you need to look at. The capital money. You need certain amount of money to jumpstart your business. You cannot just enter into this business with the small savings that you have made with a view of actually making a kill out of that particular business. It does not happen that way. You need to have some capital to start this particular project, and capital that even if the building that you have put up does not get a buyer immediately, it will not stall your projects in life. So put a certain amount of money that you know that even in the worst case scenario, if that building does not fetch money soonest as you had anticipated, your life does not come to a halt. So you require some capital. That's the third thing. So the first thing we have talked about is that you have to be very, very specific. Identify the people and the category of people that you want to build those buildings for. You have to do some research and be open to what we call learning from those people who have been doing it before. Number three, I'm talking about capital money. You require some money. Then you must be ready for change. This is a business that has got so many dynamics. So you might have thought that you wanted maybe to make a profit of 1.5 million or 2 million shillings. Along the way, other competitors emerge. Now, do you still stick to your building because you wanted a profit of 2 million shillings, or do you change with times? You must be dynamic in nature. The other point that you must plan way ahead. Yes, planning way ahead means identify an area with concentration. Like we are talking about the devolution, about the county government. That's a very fertile ground for what we call real estate. People need houses. People need houses. And because we know, you understand, and incomes of individuals, especially in the formal sector, are normally displayed in the newspaper. It's therefore important for you to appreciate that you already know the income margins of those people. See where you can be able to put up buildings that can match with their income and establish those houses. Some organizations give them what you call mortgage loans. Size the opportunity. Start putting up those particular buildings. Plan way ahead. Like now, when you had devolution being enshrined in the constitution, it became a way out of knowing that the housing demand was going to come up, and therefore you needed to plan way ahead. Even now, as we speak, the demand has not been met. Go ahead and do it. Don't avoid. You must be a risk taker. Then you must know how to finance your operations. The seventh point is that you must know how to finance your operations. How do you remain afloat in terms of money management? Work on that as well. And then finally, conduct your own market research. Do not rely on what other people are saying about the real market business. Go out there, do your own personal research, take a bit of time. Remember, you're putting your money, your hard-earned money into a venture, and therefore your presence and, of course, your interest takes supreme. So for more information, because this is one of the areas that I advise people on, do not hesitate to call us on 0713 534 65, 0713 534 65, and you can even contact me on my email, that is at paulkebisho@gmail.com. You can visit my YouTube like some of you people do. I'm very, very happy with you people. Or you can follow me on my Twitter account at Kibsure, KIBSSURE, and by so doing, you'll be able to get hold of me and we discuss more. May God bless you. Remain tuned. More information is on the way coming. God bless all of you and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.